Yes, it is finally here. Now I can finally get rid of something like this. And this. And replace it with this. This is the all-new SMSL PL100 CD player. It's affordable, it's awesome, and now we finally have an alternative to buying a crappy DVD player and having to use an external DAC. The jolly season is here, and I've got an incredible deal for you. Mysterium VPN is offering 80% off all their subscription plans, and this is your chance to boost your privacy and stop all the Grinches from poking around. Decentralized and powered by over 30,000 users worldwide in more than 135 locations. Find another VPN with that many locations. I'll wait. And with only residential IPs at its disposal, Mysterium VPN is an undetectable VPN that will lead you to any place on the internet without a hiccup. Website wants you to turn off your VPN? What if they don't know you're using one? Enjoy your privacy with no VPN detection and slay in online snow without any fear of surveillance. No more, this content is not available on the North Pole while traveling, and you can even save on gifts and other festive joys by changing your location to avoid price discrimination. With military-grade encryption, Mysterium ensures that your online activity remains private and secure, protecting your data from prying eyes. It's not about just unlocking content, it's about total digital freedom and security. And the best part, you get 80% off this holiday season. Don't miss out! Click the link in the description and the pinned comment. Use the code GIFT and snag this deal before it's gone. Thank you, Mysterium VPN, for sponsoring today's video. I love physical media, I love CDs, and I think, hot take, I always felt like CDs sound better than streaming, even if it's the same recording. I just feel like it's, I don't know, deeper, especially in the soundstage, and I could be crazy, but I always think that CDs sound better than streaming. And you should always have a little bit of physical media on hand, just in case something bad happens and the internet goes down. Probably not going to be anything nefarious going on, but maybe your internet provider, maybe someone in a dump truck backed over one of your internets and it's gone now. What I'm saying is you should have CDs because number one, CDs are super cheap to get right now. You can rip them and then store them locally on a hard drive. So many reasons for CDs. And there's never been an actual affordable way to get a decent CD player into your system for less than $200, $300, $400. And this is $105.
Yay!
This is too smooth. I honestly didn't even really want to say anything on this, but that's what the people want. That's what I came here for.
If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I know 60% of you watching aren't subscribed. It's super easy right down there. Just click the subscribe button. Really helps me out, helps me make more videos, and it makes me happy on the inside. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see right here, this is a fairly small unit, which I kind of like. A little bit bigger than what a portable CD player is, but a lot smaller than what traditional CD players are. On the front, you have this kind of cool little design, and I didn't really know what it was until I looked at it closely, and it's like 2 CDs right there in the corners. It's kind of a nice touch. On the front there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons. On the left you have stop and eject, and then you have play, pause, and power. Triple P, play, pause, and power. Then you have backtrack, forward track, and then you have something very interesting. Volume control. That's right, on the back there's a 3.5 millimeter headphone output. That this can be its own standalone little music factory. Not a CNC music factory, just a regular music factory. Was it CNC music? I think it was CNC music factory. Point is, you can plug headphones right into this and control volume with it, this one unit alone. There is a gotcha on this though. it does not come with a power supply. It is powered off of a 5-volt power supply, but you can't just use any old 5-volt power supply. You really need a 5-volt, 2.4 amp power supply. And a lot of the ones that are floating around out there, like cell phone chargers and stuff, are maybe 1.2 amp, but you really need a 2.4 amp, otherwise this thing will not work. And I had to dig around to find one that would work with it. Would work. CNC? Nope. So keep that in mind if you're ordering the SMSL PL100, which, spoiler, I would highly recommend. You got to make sure that you have the right power supply. But since it does have a 5-volt power supply, guess what you can do? One of my favorite hi-fi hacks of all time. Get yourself a 5-volt linear power supply and hook it up to this little beauty. And then if you have a dual 5-volt and 12-volt linear power supply, you could hook this up. And then you could hook up like a Gishelli Labs J2 or J3 and then have linear power supply bliss with your digital CD reproduction. On the back, very important outputs. You have RCA single-ended output, 3.5 millimeter output, which we talked about before. Here's the really important thing, and one of the things you need, in my opinion, for a CD player, because it gives you options. Optical output right here, coaxial output right there. So with a CD player, you take this, hook up some RCAs, you put it into your system, or you plug in some headphones right there. But if you want to be really fancy, really fancy, you can use this as a CD transport. That's right. A CD transport is basically not using its own internal DAC to make the music sound good. And that's why something like this works, because on the back of here, you have a coaxial output. Because the DAC inside this is garbage. The good news is, the DAC inside the SMSL PL100 is not garbage. It's a Cirrus Logic DAC chip. The Cirrus Logic CS43131 is a really cool DAC chip, because not only is it a DAC chip, but it's also a headphone amplifier on the same chip. And it's in a lot of very affordable products. Because it's running dual duty on one chip, the savings are passed on to you, the customer. And that's the DAC that is inside here. Is it a perfect DAC chip? Does it sound perfect? No, it doesn't sound perfect. But at its price, it's incredible. I've done a few reviews on some headphone amplifiers that use this same chip, and it's, well, spectacular for the price. Really unbeatable for the price. Sonically, it comes off as being very detailed. There are no filter roll-off modes. There are no sound color modes on this. So if you're using the internal DAC inside, you're getting what you're getting. And what you are getting is a very detailed, very revealing signal that may not be quite as dynamic or full on the lower mids and the bass as some other DACs would be. But the beauty of this product is that you can get it, you can use it, and then if you have a DAC in your integrated amp or your receiver, well, you can A/B them and see which DAC you like the best. I ran this directly into my system, and I also ran this into the Gishelli Labs J3 AKM 4499 DAC. The J3 was way better, more dynamic, fuller on the bottom, a little bit deeper soundstage. But that's also like a $500 or $600 DAC. The takeaway is, for a $105 product, you're getting a very capable CD player. And you're getting volume control, which is kind of bonkers. I just did a search on affordable CD players, and this is what came up. Cambridge Audio AXC35, $350. The NAD C538 single disc, $350. The Leak CD Transports, doesn't even have a DAC in it, $595. Project CD Box S3, $549. TAC PD 301X CD, I like that one too, $330. What's the takeaway? Well, The SMSL PL100 is over $200 less expensive than all of these other very good CD players. Although I haven't had the Project in. The TIAC I really like, but that's $330, so it's a little bit more expensive. It even comes with its own little remote control with volume controls. I just think this thing is great. It's great. This is something that we've needed as a community for a long time. A very inexpensive, yet very usable and scalable CD player. Because you can add on a linear power supply, you can add on an external DAC, but out of the box, except you gotta buy a little power brick, out of the box, this thing is playing CDs in minutes. Remember, you need that 2.4 amp power supply. The only thing that would make this better is maybe if it had a digital input as well. I don't know why you'd want a digital input. I guess the only reason why you'd want a digital input is if you wanted to use a CD player, and this has already got a CD player because it is a CD player, so maybe you don't need a digital input. But I digress. The SMSL whoops, that's a little bright, PL100. Amazing product. I've been waiting for a product like this for a long time. Now, you don't have to cobble together an old crappy DVD player and an external DAC to have decent sound. Well done, SMSL. 10 out of 10. While you're here, you really should check out my favorite speakers, the 2024 Speaker Award winners right here, and the 2024 Amplifiers of the Year winners right up there. And remember, don't binge watch anything on Netflix or Hulu. Maybe get yourself an SMSL PL100. Binge listen your favorite CDs and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.